Thanks for clicking on State of the City. My name is Todd Prafke. I'm the City Administrator here in St. Peter, and today is January 21st. It's starting out as a warm day. It's supposed to get cold, but you're probably not here for the weather report. There are lots of people and lots of places you can get a weather report. You're here probably to learn a little bit more about what's going on in the city, and so I really usually have two missions for State of the City. One is to talk about the workshop and some of the council action of just the last week or so. And so I'm going to do that. Here's a copy or an image of the workshop from just the other night. And by the way, you can go online and see the entirety, all the documentation that the city council gets. You can read as well from the city council meeting. And so we just had a workshop. Well, today's Thursday. We had one on Tuesday. Monday was a holiday, Martin Luther King Day, and so they had their meeting on Tuesday. So I'll talk about that a little bit, and then I have a few other tidbits of information that are going on. So again, thanks for being with me, whether you're watching us on Facebook or YouTube or SPPA. We really appreciate you taking time to hear a little bit more about what's going on within the city of St. Peter. Well, let me get to the agenda. So here you can see really closely the agenda that we have. You see a little bit of note. I had to remind some of the council members to turn in some of their information for audit, but you'll see two primary agenda items there. One of which was, the second of which was a grant, a partnership that we have with the Soil and Water Conservation District. And we hope with Nicollet County, although sometimes they don't see the need for this kind of stuff. So anyway, let me talk about that just a little bit. So we have worked with the Soil and Water Conservation District. Kevin and Blake have been fantastic with Public Works and our team, and we've had meetings really started by the county called Project 33, if you've heard of that before. And so Project 33 relates to a county ditch that's located on the west edge of St. Peter, and water from about a 4,500 acre parcel of property, or multiple parcels of property, kind of flow right through that area. And this grant specifically does one thing, but then from a secondary priority perspective, can help with some other things. So let me talk about that. So here's a map, and you can actually see this map in the packet. I outlined it in red because I know it doesn't maybe show so well on here, but you can see where Gustavus is located here and where the high school or Community Spirit Park is. So this is kind of that area where all that rain falls and water migrates towards the river, towards the city of St. Peter. Because we get water from the ground for three aquifers. The Jordan Aquifer is the closest to the surface. We'll focus just on that. The water that hits the ground here picks up stuff like agricultural chemicals and nitrates and all kinds of different things, and as it migrates to the city where we have wells. And so that water falls down, hits the ground, and percolates through the soil into the aquifers. We pump it out of the ground, treat it, and we use it for drinking and cooking and bathing and all of those kinds of things. So this is an important thing for us to keep track of and know about. And over the last couple of decades, we've had wonderful cooperation from egg producers, from farmers in this area about technology and ensuring that they're putting on the right amount of stuff and not too much stuff that it runs off and causes additional problems for our wellhead protection area. So we are working with Soil and Water Conservation District to receive a grant, and the city of St. Peter has to match some of the money that's included in that grant, whether it's money or in-kind services. And the goal is to create maybe a couple of areas that are what I might term, engineer wouldn't use this term, but I might term as kind of settling areas where the water maybe early in the spring can run to and settle before it runs closer and just goes right down into the Jordan Aquifer. That then helps protect our drinking water, which is, as all of you will agree, well, I think all of you will agree, very important. Clean drinking water is very important. And as you know, in St. Peter, we have one of the most advanced water treatment systems. But by cleaning the water here, it means less treatment is needed and saves everyone money and provides for a better product in the end. Healthier, safer, better product in the end. So we're working with Soil and Water Conservation District. Again, hope to work with the county. It's interesting. Ditch law is interesting. There's a big ditch out here, County Road Ditch, or County Ditch 33. And water keeps running. Even at the end of the ditch, you'd think that the water would know that there's a line on a map that says it's the end of the ditch, but actually it rolls into that area near Community Spirit Park. And so this will have the secondary impact, hopefully, of reducing some of the water that moves in that direction. So when we get that overland flooding early in the spring, it can help. It's not a perfect solution, right? It doesn't do it all, but it can help in reducing the impact to the community in those events as well. So anyway, that's what we're hoping for. So that's what the council talked about. The next item that the council talked about was really an experiment for the police chief and I. There's been a lot of discussion about policing, about use of force, about how police departments work. You've probably seen some information about that. So what we've started to do, or trying to do, and this was the first time we've done this, is to have a series of educational opportunities, or what I'm calling insight opportunities for the city council, to learn more about how police officers are trained. What do they get to know? What do we expect from them? What are the policies and rules that they're supposed to live by and practice policing by? And so this is the first of those. And so the first one was a big one, police use of force. And so that's a big topic, a hard topic in our world, in our country today. And so the chief came, and what we did to start was show city council members the exact training that police officers receive on a yearly basis. Now, just to be clear, there's no way to make a council member a police officer within about a 45-minute time span. It just doesn't work that way. Our officers have 4-year law enforcement degrees. Some of them have master's degrees. They've had skills training. They've had all this additional training, more than 100 plus hours of training each year. Each officer has to go through. And so anyway, we showed them that, and I'm not sure whether it was a good experiment or not. We'll see. The council had discussion and kind of got off a little bit from this issue and got into what's the city, what's the community doing relative to perceived racism and equity and equality within our community. And so I don't know. We have some work to do as a community, and the council has some work to do to figure out where do they want to go, what is important to them, what are we doing well, what needs improvement. And unfortunately, today it seems like anytime we talk about police, we talk about storming the Capitol or Black Lives Matters or protests, and the difference between protests and riots, and how does all that fit together. And sometimes we have to get those issues separated because they aren't always connected. And what we're trying to do here is provide that opportunity for council members to know and see what kind of training was provided to police officers within your community, within St. Peter. And so that was our goal. So I don't know, the jury's kind of still out. We plan to do a series of these, but we'll see what the reception is from the council and other folks who might have watched the meeting. So anyway, I got to mention that. So let me switch gears just a little bit. Let me mention this. This is that agenda that I showed you. And at the bottom of all of our agendas now, council meetings, you can attend a council meeting virtually by using this GoToMeeting code. I think that's really important. So you can come in person if you want, but we have social distancing rules, but certainly you can attend it virtually if you want. So that gets me to my kind of next issue. Here's what's on our website, and here are nice pictures. See a nice picture of the city council. You can see them all smiling. This is from just over a year ago, about a year and a week and a half ago. I'm smiling behind this picture. You can't quite see it because this they were together like this maybe 3 more times, 5 more times before the pandemic hit. And since then, they've been in virtual meetings. Again, virtual meetings that they come to and you can go to. So we have some council members that come in person and some that come to virtually, just like you can come to it virtually. And so our meetings, our regular meetings, are on the 2nd and 4th Mondays of each month. And then they have workshops on the 1st and 3rd Mondays of each month. So you can attend those by using the address, that virtual information that's on the bottom of all our agendas that are on our website, or you can stop by City Hall and look at it on the board. So that is a great opportunity for you to see what's going on. Well, one thing that I want to mention, I had a great discussion with a gentleman yesterday, and he asked about, what's the city doing relative to Lots of things. Is there a big picture? Is there a kind of a common understanding of some of the priorities? What's the city's position on um, the environment or white supremacy, or he asked a bunch of different things. And so I wanted to share this with you. This is on our website, and this is something that this council and other councils have done for probably more than 15 years. And this list has changed from time to time, and it's been wordsmithed, and bullet points have come and gone. But this is on our website, right underneath where the city council picture is, and all their phone numbers and all that kind of stuff. By the way, here's the top of that and some of it. But I got to read these to you because I think this is really important and says a lot about what the city council thinks about community and what is important to them. What are those vital issues within our community? This acts as a lens when they look at things and think about how are we prioritizing resources and effort and what's important in our community. So one of these, the first one, is a community that treats all people like neighbors. I think that says a lot about a lot of things about how expectations are in place for city staff, about how they hope to lead, about how civility and being good to each other, the golden rule maybe. And so I think it says a lot about that, whether you apply that to bigotry or access to services. They want a community, they want a city that treats all people like neighbors. The next one is proactive housing solutions. Now, the city's been involved in lots of housing initiatives, and so they believe that that continues to be important to the community. Committed to providing quality health care. Well, some people may not know what the facts of the matter are, that the city is the owner of Rivers Edge Hospital, which does such fantastic work up on the hill. Fantastic work. So that's a recognition that we are involved in that business, and the health of community is important. Supportive of thriving and sustainable business community. That's been shown up in gold stars over the pandemic as the city has done loan and grant programs for so many businesses, over $750,000 the first time, and more than that, I think, on the second go around here. So thriving and sustainable business community. Acting on changes in our demographics. We continue to see our community change, whether it's the last year or last 15 years. How our community looks, who lives here, continues to change. And our understanding of cultural differences, spiritual differences, how we choose to work together is really important. And do we have a plan for that? Are we working on those kind of issues? Promoting an aesthetically distinctive community. The council said, I think, really clearly that when you're in St. Peter, they want you to know you're in St. Peter and not someplace else. And how do we do that? How do buildings look? How do we care for our downtown? How do our parks look? Are there architectural cues that say this is St. Peter and not New Ulm, right? And then ways on improving environmental sustainability. The council has done so many things. Green Steps program, I'd encourage you to look that up. Some of the energy saving things that we do, promoting solar energy and solar energy subscription, all those things. Dark sky compliant street lighting. Those are really important things. Food waste composting. If you're not participating in food waste composting, here's a challenge to you: do it. Food waste composting. That's going to be the new frontier on solid waste. So mark my words on that one. And then a community that prioritizes affordable early childhood care, educational opportunities, and exceptional schools. Who doesn't think that that's great stuff within our community? All right. I've gone over time. I got to get to my next item. I mentioned members. I mentioned how you can get to council meetings. I got to mention the hot sheet. This is our weekly newsletter that comes out. It's on our website, or you can send me an email, Barbara an email, and she'll get you on the list to send it out just about every Wednesday. And here's how you do that. Here's our email address. There's the website. We have our own YouTube channel. Cripe, we even have a handle on Twitter. There's our YouTube channel. You can see council meetings, school board meetings, county commissioner meetings, video blogs on our YouTube channel. Please check it out. Great to see you this week. I'm partway home on my new resolution to do about 24 or 25 of these a year. So thanks for participating. Thanks for clicking on us. Please give us a call. Let us know how we can help you and provide you with information. Thanks again. Have a great rest of the day.